The body begins to speak in a language of stiffness and doubt. A simple walk feels like a journey, and the strength you once took for granted feels like a distant memory. Is this the inevitable story of aging, or is it a conversation we have simply forgotten how to have with ourselves? Most people hear only the noise of aging, not the body's message. 99% will miss the final part, where we connect the physical form to the inner structure that holds it. To skip this is to risk searching for external fixes, forever missing the profound strength that is waiting to be reawakened within inner foundation. What does it mean truly to grow older? In our modern world, we have been given a story, a narrative of decline. We are told that the body will inevitably weaken, that aches are a normal part of the day, and that our capacity must shrink with each passing year. We see this story reflected all around us, and so we come to believe it is the only one. But I would ask you to consider a different possibility. Perhaps this experience is not a failure of the body, but a failure of our attention. For 50, 60, or 70 years, the body has served us with incredible loyalty. It has carried us through challenges. It has held our joys and our sorrows. It has performed millions of tasks without our conscious command. We have lived primarily in our minds, treating this physical form as a vehicle, a tool to carry our thoughts and ambitions through the world. We rarely pause to listen to its subtle language, the quiet whisper of fatigue, the first hint of stiffness, the request for a different kind of nourishment. We push, we demand, we override its signals with our will. Then, one day, the whispers are no longer whispers. They become a shout, the ache in the knee, the stiffness in the back, the feeling of instability when we walk. This is not the body betraying you. This is the body finally, after decades of patience, demanding to be heard. It is an invitation. It is a call to begin a new kind of relationship with yourself, one that is not based on command and control, but on listening and cooperation. Before we can speak of rebuilding, of adding anything new, we must first learn to inhabit the structure that we already possess. The foundation of all true strength is not a particular food, not a machine, not even a specific movement. The foundation is awareness. It is the simple yet profound act of returning your consciousness from the scattered world of thoughts and worries and bringing it home, back into the living, breathing reality of your physical body. It is the beginning of a dialogue. This practice is available to you in every moment. It requires no special equipment, no particular place. When you feel an ache, the conditioned response is to label it as bad, as a problem, an enemy to be defeated. This creates tension, it creates resistance, and it closes the door to understanding. The deeper practice is to bring your awareness to that sensation without judgment. Can you simply feel it? Can you explore its texture, its location, its quality with a gentle curiosity? What is this sensation trying to communicate? Is it a result of a physical habit, a way of walking or sitting that has created imbalance over many years? Or perhaps it is the physical manifestation of a mental or emotional state, a tension held in the hips from a place of deep-seated worry, or a stiffness in the neck from carrying a silent burden. The body is an impeccable mirror of our inner world. It does not lie. The journey to rebuilding muscle and walking strong again does not begin in the gym. It begins in this quiet space of inner listening. The first step is not to acquire something new, but to deepen your relationship with what is already here. Let us take the simple act of drinking a cup of warm water. Before we even introduce the herbs, we can begin the practice here. Instead of drinking it distractedly while thinking about the day ahead, can you make it a moment of pure attention? Can you feel the warmth of the cup in your hands? Can you notice the steam, the absence of scent as you bring it to your lips? Can you feel the sensation of the water entering your body, following its path downwards? This is the training. You are training the mind to unite with the body. You are taking a simple, mundane act and transforming it into a profound practice of presence. If you can bring this quality of deep attention to a cup of water, you are preparing the ground. You are creating an internal environment of calm and awareness. This is the fertile soil into which we can plant the seeds of renewal. The strength you seek is not just a matter of muscle fiber. It is a matter of the quality of energy and intelligence that animates that fiber. And that begins always with the simple act of paying attention, clearing debris. Once we have established this foundation of awareness, this practice of inner listening, we can begin to introduce tools to support the body's natural process of healing. The first step in any rebuilding project is not to add new materials, but to clear the site of old debris. Imagine a stream that has become clogged with fallen leaves, silt, and stones. The water becomes stagnant. It cannot flow freely. The life within and around the stream begins to suffer. Our bodies over many decades can become like this stream. Through diet, through chronic stress, through a lack of varied movement, we accumulate a kind of internal debris. In a physical sense, this often manifests as chronic inflammation. This is not the acute inflammation of a healing injury, but a low-grade, persistent fire that burns throughout the system. It is the source of much of the stiffness, the aches, and the fatigue that we mistake for inevitable signs of aging. This internal fire depletes our energy and prevents the body from entering the deep states of rest and repair that are necessary to build and maintain healthy tissue. Our first task, therefore, is not to force the body to build, but to gently and consistently help it clear away this debris, to soothe this fire so that its own natural, intelligent vitality can begin to flow once more. The first tea is a simple, powerful combination of two of the earth's most effective gifts for this purpose, ginger root and turmeric root. We often think of them as spices to add flavor, but for thousands of years they have been revered as profound medicines. The power, however, is not just in the substances themselves, but in the intention and awareness with which we use them. The preparation becomes a vital part of the practice itself. You take the fresh roots in your hands. You feel their firm, earthy texture. You notice the unique, pungent aroma as you slice them. This is an act of connection with nature. You are not just opening a jar of powder, you are engaging with the life force of the plant. As you place the thin slices into your cup and pour the hot water, you watch as the life within them infuses the water, turning it a vibrant golden color. This entire process is a meditation. It is a deliberate, mindful act of preparing a gift for your body. This conscious intention changes the very nature of the act. It is no longer a passive consumption, but an active, respectful partnership between you and the plant. When you sit to drink this tea, you do so with the same quality of awareness we have been cultivating. You find the quiet moment. You are not watching television or scrolling through a device. Your full attention is on the experience. You feel the warmth of the mug, a physical warmth that is a symbol of the internal warmth the tea will provide. As you take the first sip, you notice the gentle, spicy heat of the ginger. You follow this sensation as it spreads from your mouth, down your throat, and into the center of your body. Imagine this warmth as a gentle, flowing current. Visualize it moving through you, reaching into the places of stiffness, the joints of the hips, the knees, the small bones of the spine. See it as a solvent, gently dissolving the old, accumulated hardness and stagnation. The turmeric, with its powerful compounds, works on a deeper level to calm the internal fire of inflammation. You do not need to understand the complex science of it. You only need to hold the simple, clear intention. I am bringing warmth, flow, and ease to my body. I am helping to clear the path for my own innate vitality. The physical properties of the herbs are powerful, but they become exponentially more so when they are aligned with the focused, supportive intention of your mind. This is not a practice of intensity, but of consistency. One cup of this tea will not create a miracle, but the gentle daily ritual of one cup, prepared and consumed with this level of mindful presence, begins to send a new message to your entire system. It is a message of care, of support, of release. Over weeks and months, this consistent, gentle clearing begins to change the internal environment. The persistent aches may begin to soften. The morning stiffness might become less pronounced. This is the body responding to your attention. It is a sign that the stream is beginning to flow more freely. You are not fighting your body, you are not attacking your pain, you are creating the conditions for the body's own profound wisdom to emerge. You are clearing the debris so that the work of true, deep, and lasting rebuilding can finally begin on solid ground. Deep nourishment. Having begun the essential work of clearing the debris and creating a more harmonious internal environment, we can now turn our attention to the second stage of our project, the act of deep nourishment. If the first phase was like clearing the weeds and rocks from the garden, this phase is about enriching the soil itself. We cannot ask a plant to grow strong and vibrant in depleted earth. In the same way, we cannot ask the body to rebuild muscle and vitality if its deepest energetic reserves are empty. Rebuilding strength, especially after 60 years of life, is not an act of force. It is an act of invitation. We must provide the body with the foundational elements it needs to begin the slow, steady, patient work of regeneration. This goes beyond the simple mechanics of protein and calories. It speaks to replenishing the very essence, the core vitality that in many traditions is seen as the battery of our life force. Over a lifetime of work, stress, and activity, this battery can become drained. When it is low, no amount of external stimulation can create true, sustainable strength. We must recharge it at its source. Our focus now shifts from cleansing to building, from creating flow to establishing deep roots. For this purpose, we turn to a different kind of tea, one that is less about moving and clearing and more about building and restoring. This is a combination of goji berries and astragalus root. These may be less common in the Western kitchen, but they are held in the highest esteem in Eastern traditions for their profound ability to build and restore this core vitality. The small red goji berries are not just packed with antioxidants. They are traditionally understood to nourish the very substance and structure of the body, supporting the deep systems that govern longevity and repair. Astragalus root is a true marvel of the plant world. It is what is known as an adaptogen, which means it does not provide a temporary artificial energy. Instead, it works quietly and deeply to enhance the body's own capacity to produce and sustain its energy and to become more resilient to all forms of stress. It does not simply give you energy, it helps you build your own. It reinforces the foundation of the house so that it can better withstand the storms of life. The preparation of this tea is also a practice in itself. The dried root and the soft berries are simmered together gently over a longer period. This slow, patient extraction is an embodiment of the tea's purpose, to do its work not in a rush, but slowly, deeply, and thoroughly. When you drink this tea, the entire experience is different from the first. The flavor is not sharp and spicy, but gentle, subtly sweet, and deeply comforting. It feels grounding, like a nourishing broth. The intention here is not one of clearing, but of receiving. As you sit with your warm cup, the practice is to open yourself to this act of nourishment. With each sip, you can hold the intention of sending a message of profound support and replenishment to your body. You are not just hydrating, you are restoring your deepest reserves. You can visualize this gentle, golden energy traveling not just to the muscles, but deeper, to the very core of your being, to the marrow of your bones. See it as a light that is fortifying your inner structure from the inside out. This is a quiet, internal conversation. It is a promise to your body that it no longer has to operate in a state of depletion. By consistently offering this deep nourishment, you are helping to shift the entire system from a state of chronic stress and breakdown into a state of deep restoration and repair. It is only in this state that the body has the resources and the sense of safety it needs to begin building new tissue and new strength. Like all true practices, this is one of gentle consistency. This is not a drink you take to feel a sudden jolt of power before an activity. It is a foundational tonic. You might enjoy it in the quiet of the afternoon, a time when our natural energy often begins to wane. Instead of reaching for a stimulant that borrows energy from your future, you reach for something that invests in your future, that deeply nourishes and sustains. The effects are not dramatic but cumulative. Over time, you may begin to notice a more steady, reliable energy throughout your entire day. You might find you have more stamina, not just for a walk, but for life itself. You may feel a greater sense of being grounded, centered, and resilient in the face of challenges. This is the result of nourishing the root. When the root system of a tree is deep and well-fed, the entire tree is strong and can flourish. When your core vitality is replenished, your body finally has the energy and the raw materials it needs to respond to the invitation of movement and to rebuild itself with a quiet, enduring, and deeply rooted strength. Sustaining structure. We have now prepared the ground with awareness. We have cleared the debris to allow for flow. We have nourished the soil to replenish our deepest reserves. The final stage is to tend to the structure that grows from this well-prepared foundation. Strength is not a destination you arrive at one day and then possess forever. It is a living quality. It is a process that must be sustained through consistent, mindful practice. It is here that we integrate the inner work we have been doing with our outer actions in the world. This final step is about creating a bridge between the calm, nourished state we have cultivated and our daily movements, transforming a simple act like walking into a powerful practice of maintaining and reinforcing our physical structure. This stage is about discipline, but not a harsh, rigid discipline. It is the gentle, steady discipline of a gardener who tends to their plants each day. It is the consistent rhythm of conscious living that creates lasting resilience and grace. It is the art of building a life where mind and body work in beautiful, seamless harmony. The third tea we introduce is perhaps the most well-known, a high-quality green tea. However, we will approach it with a new depth of understanding. We are not using it as a simple morning stimulant to jolt the mind into action. We are choosing it for a remarkable balance of compounds it contains. While it does contain some caffeine, it is also rich in an amino acid called L-theanine. This unique element has the wonderful effect of promoting a state of calm alertness. It is the opposite of the scattered, anxious energy that can come from other stimulants. It cultivates a mind that is both relaxed and focused. This is the ideal internal state for mindful movement. It allows the mind to quiet its endless chatter and become fully present with the body. It enables us to feel the subtle mechanics of our movement, the placement of the feet, the alignment of the spine, the rhythm of the breath. This is the crucial ingredient that transforms a walk from a mindless, automatic activity into a profound meditation in motion, a practice that rebuilds not just muscle, but the intelligent, coordinated connection between our intention and our physical action. The ritual of its preparation, whether it is the patient steeping of loose leaves or the focused whisking of matcha, becomes a final moment of gathering our attention before we begin the practice of movement. Consider this daily ritual. In the morning, you mindfully prepare your cup of green tea. As you drink it, you hold the clear intention of bringing a calm, focused clarity to your mind and body. You feel that gentle wave of serene awareness settle within you. Then you stand and begin your walk. Because your mind is not lost in yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's worries, you can place your full attention here, now, in the physical reality of walking. You can feel the soles of your feet making contact with the ground, a living connection to the earth beneath you. You can bring your awareness to your posture. Are your shoulders slumped forward, closing off your chest? Or can you gently draw them back, allowing your heart to be open, your spine to be long? You can begin to coordinate your breath with your steps, a simple rhythm of inhaling for 3 paces and exhaling for 4. This simple act of uniting breath and movement is one of the most powerful practices available to us. It brings the entire system, nervous system, respiratory system, musculoskeletal system, into a state of coherence and harmony. The walk is no longer just about the legs. It is a whole body practice of integration. The green tea acts as a gentle guide, a catalyst for this state of heightened presence. It is within this presence that the most effective rebuilding occurs. As you walk with this focused awareness, you begin to notice things you were previously unconscious of. You may notice a tendency to lean to one side, and you can gently correct it. You may feel tension in your jaw, and you can consciously release it. This mindful movement is infinitely more valuable for building functional, lifelong strength than walking on a machine while distracted by a screen. You are actively re-educating your body. You are reinforcing the neural pathways that govern balance, posture, and efficient movement. The strength you build is not hollow, it is intelligent strength infused with awareness. This daily ritual, the tea that focuses the mind, followed by the walk that embodies that focus, becomes the sustaining practice of your well-being. It is the gentle, consistent care that keeps the garden of your body thriving, the foundation of your energy solid, and allows you to move through your life not just with less pain, but with a renewed sense of purpose, grace, and a quiet strength that emanates from a place of deep inner unity. The path to rebuilding this strength, to walking strong again in every sense of the word, is not found in a secret pill or a complex machine. It is a return to a simpler, more profound way of being in relationship with yourself. The teas are not the magic. They are humble guides from the natural world, beautiful instruments to help you practice. They are reminders to pause, to listen, and to offer your body the conscious care and attention it has been asking for. One clears the way for healing, one nourishes the deepest roots of your vitality, and one brings clarity to your daily practice. But all three ultimately point you back to the same fundamental truth. Your body possesses a vast and deep intelligence. The strength was never truly gone. It was merely obscured, waiting patiently beneath the noise of a busy life for you to remember the way home to yourself. Which part of this message did you feel in your own body? Be honest, are you listening to its whispers?